I must have done that in broadcast. Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. Love you.
I love you too, darling. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Wait a minute.
I'll see you in the chat. I'll see you in the chat.
Love you. I love you too, darling. Thank you. Okay. All right.
You got it good.
I think so.
We'll work it out.
I'm keeping Lisa on just in case, but
and they have the same time, everyone, so it may have just been a problem getting on.
oh, okay. There's Steve. Hi, Steve. Oh, here we go. They're finally. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to hit the button that says go live. There's Steve and Diane and Night Owl and Vicky. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, everybody.
This is Naomi.
Hi.
Yes, we're live now. Thank you, Lisa. I love you, girl. Oh, they see me now. Okay, I'm cold now.
Today.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, I didn't even think that I had to hit another button.
Hi, Night Owl. Nice to meet you.
That's Vicky. And there's Barbara. Hi, Barbara. And Debbie Macron. Do I pronounce that wrong? Right, Debbie. And there's Amanda. Hi, Amanda Wright. This is Naomi. She's our travel agent for our cruise.
So happy to help all of you. Excited to get this all going.
And we've already got 2 cabins already booked.
Yeah, 2 booked.
4 people. We're moving along.
Yeah, after tonight, I expect there'll be a lot of excitement.
I hope so. I even showed my last video. I showed pictures of from a cruise, some cruises that I was on.
I've seen a couple of your videos.
Oh my gosh! Let's see who else is.
We thought we were going to be all alone.
I know, Melissa. I was afraid you guys were ghosting me. Instead, I was ghosting you.
I don't bite at all.
Yeah, Diane is excited. Look at that. Diane Conley. I'm excited too.
Hi, Diane.
The Regretful Yarn Addict. That's Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Sweet Melissa. Hello,
Melissa.
everybody.
Oh, my goodness.
Hope you got your questions ready, everybody. Because Naomi will have answers for sure.
I'll either have them or I'll make them up.
I want you to ask them the question that you asked me about the wine and the tote.
The wine?
The wine or tote.
Tote. That's already taken care of. I've done it, but if we had to change it, I could.
But I want you to ask them. I want to see how many pick one or the other. I'm just curious, you know.
As one of the gifts that you're going to get when you go on the cruise is a tote bag or a bottle of wine in the cabin. So you can either have a tote bag or a bottle of wine. Which one do you think you'd like to have?
I'm just curious what I would pick, a wine or a tote bag. Tote. We got a tote.
Yay, that's what I chose. I could have changed it, but I'm glad that's what you want.
Wait a minute. We haven't got all the votes in yet. You're not supposed to tell them until we get it all in. A tote.
Yay.
Wine. Another tote and wine. Tote. Oh, that's good, Diane and Vicky. They all tote. Yep. That's what I went for.
With all the crocheting and knitting equipment, that'll be perfect.
So that's really good. There's Jolene. Jolene says a tote. Madonna says beer. Okay, Madonna.
I can arrange for you to order it.
No problem, Madonna. We got you set, baby.
Actually, I'm going to talk to everybody about the possibility if they want to get a Cheers package or a soda package. That's something that they can add on to their cruise. If they like alcohol, we can make sure that they get the alcohol package that has soda and water and many things in it. And if they like just soda and juices, there's a plan for that as well.
So there's all kinds. It's really early in the planning. So we want to get. Naomi wants to get it rolling, and for people to get their deposits in. We do not want to lose the cabins. And Jennifer, that was the question I wanted to ask you: is how long will they hold these cabins for us?
Well, it depends on how well we do selling them. If they see that it's not moving, they will pull them back because then they can sell them at a higher rate for other people. So we want to try to get as many bookings in as soon as we can, because the more we do, I can ask for more cabins if I need them. But if it's, are you throwing me kisses?
No, I was throwing kisses at Lala and Mama Swift.
I want to know. Jennifer Simpson says she wants a cat. I can't arrange that. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's got 5 cats, so she wants them. She wouldn't go without her cat.
I love cats.
Samantha says just put the wine in the tote.
There you go. That's an idea.
That's the right item for you guys to get, and that was the tote. That will be in your cabin. Is that a tote each or a tote per cabin?
I think it'll be a tote each.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
I'm going to check that to be sure, but I think each person will get a tote.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So since we got a lot of people here that I know that really wants to go, I thought we would start. Let's start with our little cheat sheet. Let's start with the cost and extras. So everybody get a pen, paper out, just in case something I missed on the email that I sent out or whatever.
Are you talking the cost of each cabin or the cost of the extras? Okay.
Per person, the extras.
Okay. Extras are your gratuities, which are the crew appreciation. It covers the room steward, the person who takes care of your cabin, who you will think sleeps under your bed, because when you get up and go out to breakfast, your bed will be made when you come back. The room steward, it covers the Lido deck staff, it covers the dining room staff. So your gratuities take care of these people that work very, very hard for you. And it's $101.50 per person for the entire week.
$100,
$101.50 for every person, and that takes care of everything that you have to do. Now, that doesn't say you can't give them more if you feel they deserve more, but that will cover everything, and you don't have to lay out any more money if you don't want to.
Can you not pay that in advance and pay them at the end of the cruise on your own?
Absolutely. What happens is, no, you don't give it to them on your own. Every day it will be added to your account. Every day till it adds up to the full amount. And you don't have to pay it ahead if you don't want to. And at the end of the cruise, with your bill, it'll be on your bill.
Gotcha. That's for the gratuity.
Yep, gratuities.
Insurance. Explain the insurance to everybody.
Absolutely. That's probably, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most important things you can do. Nobody expects to have a problem. Nobody expects to get sick and not be able to go, or get sick on a cruise. You know, if they have the insurance, and the one that I use is the one that I personally use for myself. It's called Leisure Care, and it's based on the cost of your cruise. If you have a balcony cabin, it will cost you $95 per person for the entire week. If you have an interior cabin and you book an interior, it will cost you $59 for the entire week. And insurance, I can give a perfect example. My daughter and I went on a cruise together, and we left and everything was fine. And midway on the cruise, she started feeling pretty sick. And we went down to the infirmary, and they gave her, it was close to the end, and they gave her something to make her more comfortable. Well, 2 weeks later, she had her gallbladder removed. So she had a gallbladder attack when she was traveling. And the insurance took care of everything, all the expenses. It's really wonderful. From the time you book your cruise and you book your insurance, you are covered from that day. So if you book your cruise tomorrow, you're covered from tomorrow.
Okay. And the cost of the cabins?
Well, there are different cabins, and there are different types of categories. I have 3 different balcony cabins, 3 different pricing. The total price per person for the balcony cabins, if you do an 8 Bravo, which is an 8B, it's $1,060.86 per person. That's without the insurance. That's the cabin cost. If you do an 8C, it's $10 more. It's $1,070.86. And if you do an 8D, it's $1,075.86. Now, the difference between that is location. It's like real estate. The better the location, the higher the for instance, if you book an 8D, it's a better location than an 8B. Do you understand? So if you decide to book an 8D, while I have the 8Ds, that's a better location on the ship. And each of these cabins has your own private balcony, which means you can get up in the morning, you can call room service, which is free, and they will deliver if you want to have coffee, and if you want to have maybe a Danish or some juice and something before you even go to breakfast. You can have it delivered to your cabin, and all you do is tip the man or woman who brings it to you. And it's wonderful to be able to sit out on the balcony and just relax and have coffee and enjoy some time before you even start your day.
What is the difference between B, C, and D? Just location?
Location.
Okay.
Location is the difference. They're balcony cabins. They're all the same, but it's the location of where they are. And the difference is very minimal. So if you decide that you want to do an 8D right away, I would book those, because that will get you the best location on the ship that we have for the cabins.
Which one of these are closest to the elevator?
That I can arrange. I can arrange to try to get you as close to an elevator. If you like to be nearby, when I go to book them, I look at the cabins locations, and if you need to be near the elevator, I will get you close. No problem. And if you need to be away from the elevator, and there are some people that want to be away from the elevators. They'd rather be where it's a quieter area. Absolutely, that's not a problem. I can do that as well.
Oh, the date. You want the date? The date is May the 7th, 2023 through May the 14th. And that's a Sunday to Sunday.
Can I be an honorary hooker?
She wants to be a hooker. She says everybody loves our names. Hookers on the high seas.
Yeah.
The other financial thing is refunds. Now, if I was to pay my deposit now, do I need to pay the insurance too
Yes.
to ensure that I would get my deposit back? in case I get sick and can't go on the trip? Or does it
You
matter?
want to book your insurance right away, because if you don't book it within the first week or so with the insurance, it will not cover any pre-existing conditions. So for instance, if you have diabetes or you have high blood pressure and something happens and you get sick because of that, if you don't have it where it covers the pre-existing conditions, then that's not good. So you want to book your insurance when you book your cruise or within the first 7 days to cover that. Otherwise, now you can book it later on. If you don't have health issues, you can certainly book it later on. But I really, really strongly recommend that you take the insurance right away.
Yeah. We have a lady named Sandy that goes on a lot of cruises with her husband. And she's very thankful that she has she takes out the insurance too.
Absolutely.
How important that is.
I would never travel without it. I've seen people cry. That's what makes me sad. People say, I never buy it. I don't need it. I won't need it. At one time that you get on that ship and you get sick, and I can't do a thing for you. And it makes me so sad because you can't get it later. It can only cover you from the time you get it, from the beginning of the cruise, or before you do your final payment.
Right. Jolene, the port that we leave is Miami, Florida.
And
we leave there on Sunday.
And I have the pricing for you for transfers. For instance, let's say that you want to get to fly to the
before we do that, let's go to the interior cabins, because I know you've gotten you've booked some interior cabins and the price on those.
Okay, the best suggestion I can do, I want you all to close your eyes right now. When you close your eyes, that's exactly what you see when you walk into an interior cabin. It's dark. You can open them again, Billy. What it is. What it is you have no window. You have no visual sight of whether it's night or day or anything. You have to have your lights on for that. So my suggestion is, if it's in your budget, do a balcony. You'll enjoy it. You'll have so much a good time there. When you do an interior, it is a dark room unless you have the lights on, and you have no concept or day of night. So that's the difference.
Yeah, and the price is different too, where you've got your B, C, and D, where the B is 780, the C is 785, and the D is 790.
Yes, so it's less. If you're budget conscious and you can't afford to do the balcony, obviously, then to go on the cruise, I wouldn't miss a cruise because I couldn't be in an interior cabin. But if you can afford the budget for a balcony, that is your best option. Interior is great if you want it, if you like to sleep a lot and you like a dark room, or you don't need to, you feel that you can go up on the deck to see out. I really love the balconies, and if that's within the budget, I would definitely recommend it.
I would have to say that on my 8 cruises that I've been on, I have been in the interior cabin a couple times.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The first one that was interior, it was so tiny, it was bunk beds. And that's how small it was. And we had to take turns getting dressed, standing in front of the mirror there, because there was no room for us to pass each other. But that's because we were young and we didn't have that much money, and the whole package was like $400 or something for the whole thing.
It's different now. The cabins are the same size. You're not going to be missing out on space. It's just going to be dark. That's the only thing. You need to put the lights on. If you don't mind being in a cabin that does. And another thing I'd like to mention, I don't know how many of you have not sailed before. If you're concerned about seasickness, when you're in a dark room and in an interior cabin, it's you have no concept of the movement. So you would want to go outside if you felt that you needed something that had more light. I would definitely recommend that. But budget is everything, and each one of you have to do what's best for you. I wouldn't miss a cruise if it was an interior cabin. I would book whatever is right for you.
And I would say, since that interior cabin, I haven't stayed in one since then. And I really did enjoy the ones with the windows, and I have never had a balcony. But I'm going to do it this time, because I don't know if I'll ever go on another cruise, because and this is the perfect opportunity for me to really to get a nice cabin and sit out there in the morning and have coffee and
I guarantee
throw out my pretend cigarettes.
I guarantee once you do a balcony, you'll never go back. It's just that. Yeah. It's really wonderful, and it's your own private space. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is kind of a secret, because if you are going with people that are friends of yours and you want me to try to book you next door to each other, sometimes you can get the room steward to open the balconies so you can sit in, have a larger space
outside.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So definitely that's something that can be done. So if you're going with friends and you have a couple of cabins, they can open it for you.
Smoking. What's the rules? No smoking.
Not in your room. No.
Designated areas?
Yes. Not in your cabin. Not anywhere on the ship that isn't a designated smoking area. And they do have them. So if you are smokers and you need to have your cigarettes or cigars or whatever, you can go to the smoking area. One of the most dangerous things on a cruise ship is fire. And so they do not want smoking in cabins. Couple of things you can't bring either, something to think about. Don't bring a steamer, because a steamer is dangerous to plug in and use. You can bring your blow dryer, or you can use the one that's in the cabin. There's one in each cabin. Or your if you use a curling iron or something like that. You don't want to bring something that could create a problem. And that's definitely something to think about when you pack. But yes, there is a smoking area. You can smoke there, cigarettes, cigars, whatever.
Are the outlets universal?
Yes, they are. If you're coming from another country, they have an outlet for you, and they of course have ours. Yes.
Okay.
And now the newer ships, a lot of them have USB things right by your bed, and I think the Celebration does, where you can plug in your phone right next to the bed, and then you can have your phone nearby if you have Wi-Fi, which is something that you might want to get.
Oh, each room has to have their own Wi-Fi, or
you have to pay for Wi-Fi. That's a
Wi-Fi.
cost.
That's right. Okay, I remember Sandy saying that.
I will get you the pricing on that, because I'm not quite sure. It's different on different ships. So I will let you know how much it is, and we can let everybody know if they want to get it. There's sometimes a package where you can get a Wi-Fi for one device or two devices. And even if you get one with one device, you can share it. You can share it with the other person. So yeah, that's not a problem.
Madonna want to know if she can have bongs.
Can have what?
Bongs.
Can have what? Bongs. You didn't hear it from me. And if no, don't bring it, because they'll take it away. And I don't want to send you to the brig.
Madonna's used to being in prison. She's used to it.
No bongs. No bongs. That's one thing. Yeah, and if you go off the ship and you buy some stuff, you better smoke it out there, because because you can't bring it on the ship. They're very careful.
Okay, now let's go to, before we get to the COVID, we're kind of got a list that we're going through, Laura, so we'll get there in just a minute. How about the transfers from the airport?
Okay. Yes, you can purchase transfers that take you from the airport to the ship, and then from the ship back to the airport. If you want round trip transfers, it's $41.98 for the transfers to be added on. And you can add that on towards the end of your cruise. You don't have to do it in the beginning unless you want to. And if you want just single transfer one way, it's $20.99. And
Okay.
it makes it really easy. They take you on a bus and they take you right from the airport. There's a person that's standing in the airport at baggage that'll be waiting there, and they will direct you to a bus and they'll take you right to the ship.
Now, if you're driving, there is, this is from my last trip. There's a parking lot right across from the port, from the dock. And if you park on that lower level and if you have a handicap sticker, there's no charge. It used to be. Now I don't know if it's changed or not.
It's some of the in Miami. I'm not sure if they have it. I'll be honest with you. I will check that if I can. But
yeah,
yes,
I was in Miami. That's where we drove across to Miami, and they had I had my handicap sticker, and when they just put me right
I
through.
have one too. I have one too because I have heart issues. So I always use mine. When we went to Charleston, South Carolina, I parked free. So if you have a handicap sticker, by all means, make sure you have it with you. And I have the address for the, if you're driving, I can give you the address of the port where you would park your car. And there are like 3 different levels.
Right. Okay, great. That would be great.
Sure.
Okay, so we got the transfers. Now, IDs needed. If you're going to depart the ship or to get on the ship, what kind of IDs do we need?
I'm glad you asked that, Billy, because this is very, very important. Please, everybody, write this down. If you have a passport, which is your best form of ID, it has to remain valid for 6 months past the last day of your cruise. So when you get off that ship, your passport has to be good for 6 more months. If you don't have a passport, you can use your birth certificate. Now, it must be an original. It can't be a copy. It has to be the original with a raised seal. So you can get that from, if you don't have one around, you can order a birth certificate with your raised seal. And that you can use plus a photo ID, like a driver's license or another type of ID. But you must, if you're going to use a birth certificate, and this is what's called a closed loop cruise, which means you're leaving from one port and coming back to the same port. So when you use a closed loop cruise, when it is a closed loop cruise, a birth certificate works just fine. And if you don't have a passport. But again, I stress, if you can afford it, it's about $80 for a passport, and it's good for, forgive me, that's incorrect. It's $110 now.
110, right.
And it's good for 10 years. And you cannot use a passport card because they do issue passport cards. That is not what you can use for a cruise. You must have either a passport or the birth certificate with the raised seal and a photo ID.
Gotcha. Okay, now let's get down to the COVID requirements and what you think the future protocol might change between now and May.
Let me put my fortune teller.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think it will change by May. I think if you are going to go on this cruise, you must be vaccinated. The first 2 vaccinations. If you have your booster, better for you. But if you are vaccinated with the 2 vaccinations, and you go and you have your COVID test 2 days before, and you get an okay that everything is all right, then you are fine. But you cannot travel if you are not vaccinated. I'm sorry to say right now. Now, whether that will change by May, if I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think so. But
well, I just
if it
noticed
does,
that a few of the lines have dropped their requirements on some of the ships.
there for
I read that
testing,
yesterday.
so
For
testing,
testing.
some of them, for some have done testing, but you still have to be fully vaccinated.
Right,
You
but
have
we don't have to be tested, right? Before we take
well,
the cruise.
you do right now with Carnival. You still have to have the COVID test, and you can go to Walgreens or you can go to oh gosh, CVS, any of those. You make an appointment a couple of weeks ahead. You go at your appointment time. It takes 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and they do the antigen test, and probably within a couple of hours you'll have your results. And that's really all it is. And if you have Medicare or something else, it's free, so you don't pay for it.
So how far in advance? I mean, you have to have it done within 2 days before you sail. Is that what you said?
It's before you sail. Yes, it's right, because
48
it has
hours.
to be 48 hours, 2 days, and 3 days if you're doing the PCR. But I would just try to do the antigen test, which is a very fast result.
Huh. Okay.
And as far as May, I mean, I'm going to keep an eye out on everything. I watch, and as soon as I hear any changes, I will always let you know. But as far as I can see right now, you are going to need to be tested before you leave.
Let's talk about.
No, I said I see Steve asked if he can bring a hookah. This is going to be an interesting group.
Oh, you're seeing a lot more than I am.
No, Steve.
We're talking about probably. I think she's probably talking about crochet hooks and knitting needles.
Yes. Now, I'm going to have to check on this because I don't think you'll have a problem bringing knitting needles or crochet hooks. That should be fine, especially with the type of cruise that you're doing. But I wouldn't bring long scissors. I mean, if you have, I'd bring a short scissor, because it happened to my daughter-in-law. They stopped her and they took it out of her luggage, and she had to come down and claim it at the end of the cruise. So she brought a scissor that was much too long, and you know, they're very careful about safety. So yes, you can certainly bring your knitting needles and your crochet hooks.
Vicki, the name of the ship is the Celebration, and I believe it takes its maiden voyage in what, November or December?
It's in November, I believe. Yes, is the
November.
First
it takes its first trip, so it's a brand new ship. I know it all sounds like a lot of stuff you have to do, but that's if you've never been on a cruise. I think I looked at this ship. I looked at all the amenities that they have. They have restaurants. They have casino. They have entertainment, a big, a show every night, entertainment, piano bar. They have all kinds. I mean, it's just amazing what this ship has. And I just think it's one in a lifetime opportunity. If you've never been, and to go with a group of people that you would love to meet, that you've seen on this screen and that you've seen comment and stuff, I think it would be wonderful. Now, what I read was that it's best to bring your hooks and your your knitting needles on the ship with you and not in your luggage. That's
very
what
smart. That's exactly right. And because you be able to show them what it is. If it's in the luggage, they have to go through it to get it out. And yeah, you want to definitely have it handy. It makes sense. And
Yeah.
I want to mention something to all of you. I'm here for you. I'm here to answer your questions, to help you with anything that you might have. There's no such thing as a silly question. So when you call me, please don't hesitate to ask me anything. And if after you book and something comes up and you have other questions, that's what my job is. It's to make your cruise the best experience it can be. And I want to make that the best experience for you. So please don't hesitate. If you've never cruised before, you're going to have questions. And that's what I'm here for.
The other thing that I want to talk about is the importance of booking early, which you've kind of mentioned a little bit about that. And the thing that you mentioned to me the other day about payment plans, or you could put so much down, if you could explain that to everybody.
Of course, there isn't a payment plan. What it is you do a payment plan with me. I
Oh,
don't
with
mind.
you. Okay.
Yeah. I don't mind if you call me and say, let's say you've got your deposit down and you want to put another $100 down every month or every 2 weeks, whatever. You call me, say, and let's put another couple of $100 down or another 100. I don't mind. You can call me as often as you like to make payments. If it makes it easier for you, that's what we want to do. If you pay along the way, instead of waiting till final payment, it'll make your trip so much easier. You'll be almost paid up or paid off before your cruise happens, before final payment. So yes, call me with payments.
Lisa, everything is done through Naomi. Your payments, everything, whether in the United States, Canada, Israel, South America, everything is done through Naomi. All payments go through her.
All the payments are done. You call me, you give me your credit card, I make the payment, then I send you an invoice saying what you paid, what you still owe, and when final payment is due. So you have all kinds of information to make it easy for you. You know when your final payment will be due. And like I said, if you want to call me every month or once every 2 weeks, whatever, and make more payments, that's fine. Whatever makes it easier for you.
Are you going to be, do they use the number that the 704, it's 704-708-4889. And I believe I have it. I'll make sure to put it in my description because it's just in my videos. I think I did it in a couple of them, but I will put it in there from now on so that you'll have that number and call her anytime. Well, don't call her after midnight. Don't call her at midnight.
And that's another thing. I don't mind if you call me on a weekend, if it's easier for you. If I'm available, I will take your call. There's no question. As far as making the call, when you call my number, I'm the only one you'll ever speak to. There's no one else. So I'll know exactly what you're talking about, and I'll be able to help you there. You only deal with me. And
there we go.
Can I tell them what I want to do? Because I think this is exciting.
Please, yeah, go for it.
Anyone that books their cruise and makes the full deposit in the next 2 days, I'll give you 2 days. I was going to do one. In the next 2 days, up to 25 cabins, I will send strawberries to your cabin. Delicious strawberries will be there when you arrive. We'll get something where you couldn't pick. Tell them when you want them to deliver it. Okay? So call me tomorrow or the next day and we'll get you booked. And then you get strawberries.
And for the first person that books after today, I will send you one of my little coin purses with a pineapple on it, which means welcome.
Welcome, welcome. I love it. That's so
that
pretty.
Cute?
That is
Thank
so
you.
pretty.
We got a
I
little
love
chart
that.
hanging off of it.
Oh, look, that's even
First,
makes it
you
better
have
than the
to let-
circles.
Yeah. So you have to let me know who the first one is that books.
Absolutely,
After
absolutely.
today.
Absolutely. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. I will either, if I don't have it right away, seriously, if there something comes up, and I'm only human. If I don't know the answer to something, I generally know quite a bit about what you're going to need. But if I don't, I will find out the answer and I will send you a text, or not a text, I'm sorry, an email, and give you the answer to your questions. So don't worry about that.
Okay, now they're asking a lot of questions, so now is the time to ask because she is available and you can actually look at her and watch her mouth move like mine. How much for the deposit again is?
The deposit for 2 people, and that's what you need for a full deposit, is $500. It's $250 per person, plus the insurance if you decide to book it to cover pre-existing conditions in the very beginning. So if you want to book the insurance with it, that's another $95 per person on a balcony, $59 on the interior. So if you decide that you are ready to book it tomorrow, we'll need a $500 deposit. And then you can make payments along the way.
Nina Knots Crochet says, is the ship handicapped accessible? My husband used a mobility scooter to get around, kind of like Sandy does.
I'm glad you asked me that because that's a very important question. There are some handicapped cabins. So if he needs a scooter, if he has his own, that's wonderful. If not, I can rent one for you. I work with a company called Special Needs at Sea, and I've been working with them for years. And if you need a wheelchair or a scooter, I can rent that for you and you can have it. But we must rent you an accessible cabin at that time when we book, because it won't fit in the doorway otherwise. So you definitely need to have an accessible cabin, and that won't change your price.
Okay, Mrs. Yukon says, what if you are already booked, Billie? Because my friend is already booked yesterday, Thursday.
You mean
I
through
don't know
me?
what the question is.
Did she book it through me? If she didn't, let me tell you what we can do. If somebody actually booked that cruise and they want to be part of the group, I can take it over. Nothing will change in what she booked. It will just go within the group, so it'll be part of your group. So if they booked it directly through Carnival, which is a no-no, you really want to book directly through me. If you booked it through Carnival, she can call me and she can get what they call a PIN. It's a number that they'll give her, and the whole thing will be transferred. I've done it before many times. I actually did it with one of the people that are going that booked already.
Diane, I have your name on my list, Diane. She doesn't have anyone to room with yet. And I think you live here in Florida. So I might need a roommate, to tell you the truth, but I'm not sure yet because my roommate had an illness in her family, and I don't know if she'll be able to go or not. But if you don't have someone to room with yet, should we pay the $500 deposit then? In other words, she wants to get her room. Should she go ahead and pay $500 and then wait to get a roommate and then reimburse her?
Yes, absolutely. That would be a great idea. I definitely suggest that they put the full deposit down, because I cannot get a cabin for you until the full deposit is there. If you put it down $250, it'll just sit there at group level until you have a cabin mate. And then we have to look for a cabin and hope we can get one. So yes, I would definitely put the full deposit down and look for a friend between now and May. And hopefully soon.
She booked with you. She booked with you. Is this Christine Thompson and Christine Reeves? Is that who you're speaking about? Okay.
I'm trying to remember. Let me see if I have it handy. Who it was?
Oh, those were the two names that you gave me.
Okay. Oh, okay. Great.
Kimberly and Brian and Christine. Yeah.
Yes.
That's probably what she's talking about.
I'm so glad,
Yeah,
and so glad you're going. And it's so nice to be able to chat with you.
I could tell you a couple things. Couple things that I'm talking about, and Naomi's going to help me with location and stuff. But we plan on doing a meet and greet evening. What I'm trying to do, Naomi, what I thought would be good, since we get on Sunday on the ship, and after we pull out and everything, we go back to our rooms, and if our luggage is there or whatever, you know how long it takes. Sometimes it takes longer to get your luggage than other times. But I was thinking of having a place where we could all go and meet and greet, and a lounge or by a pool, somewhere where it's fun. I don't want to go to a dark room.
Well, where there's music. No, you want to go where there's music. Go by the Lido deck, by the pool, and meet up there. And you can all sit around or stand around. There are bars there. I would definitely recommend that, because you might want to all be out there for sail away. So, that's a perfect place to meet and greet.
Yeah, that sounds good. The Lido deck. That sounds great. And we're going to do up name tags for you. Naomi is sending me a list of everyone that books, and we'll have name tags so that you'll recognize the name, put a name with the face. So we will have the name tag available for you. So that was one. That way you get to meet people, and then if you want to plan things together, that might be the place where we meet all the time. Like if you've got nothing, you haven't planned anything for that afternoon, you just want to sit by the pool and visit with all of us, then we'll have a designated place where we all meet and crochet or knit or do whatever you want and drink, get drunk, whatever you want to do. Sounds like a good time to me.
I wanted to mention something else. I am going to give you, once you book, if you decide that you would like to see some excursions, in other words, when you get off the ship, you don't have to book them through Carnival. I have excursions through my company that are less expensive. They're smaller groups, and sometimes you can bundle 2 ports together. So once you book, I will send you a link to where you can book it yourself right through the excursion, right through the link, or you can call me and I'll help you if you have a problem. I'm more than happy to do that. But I will recommend them. They're wonderful, wonderful excursions, and they're less money, more than likely.
That sounds like a deal. Definitely. Okay, so we'll do a meet and greet, and then we'll have the Lido deck where we'll meet. If you don't have anything to do that day and you just want to meet and sit in the sun and talk and read or crochet or whatever, that's where we'll go, is the Lido deck.
Right.
Is that a small deck or a big deck?
It's a very large deck. It's really part of the major area where people meet on the ship. Yes, there'll be bars there. There'll be things to eat there. It's definitely someplace you want to be.
It sounds like where I'm going to put my home.
I
say where I was going to put my ass, but I was going to.
That's okay. That's a good place to put it if you're not on your own balcony. Let me just mention something else. You kind of went over it earlier. For all of you that have not cruised before, they have some of the best shows at sea. They have like Broadway shows, some of them. And on the nights that they don't have that, they have there's entertainment all the time. If you're a casino player, which I am, I like to play.
I am.
Lose.
Oh my God, you coming?
I listen. I love the casino, but sometimes it doesn't love me. But I definitely know that there'll be a big casino on board. You can go to the casino. You can go to a comedy show. You can go to all kinds of things. They have trivia games each day in your cabin.
Bingo! They have bingo!
Yes, they have bingo. And each day in your cabin, you're going to get a list of things for that day. The night before, you'll get it for the next day, and it'll tell you exactly what's going on. And what I generally suggest, you might want to write this down because it makes it so much easier. If you're two people in the cabin, and maybe one of you wants to do one thing and someone wants to do something else, bring a couple of different highlighters, different colors, so you can mark down what you want to do. And if you both want to do it, great. You can use the same color highlighter. Otherwise, if you're doing two different things, you can mark it off like that. Makes it easier.
Yeah, and if you don't want to do it by yourself, come up to the Lido deck and somebody will probably go with you.
and look for her sitting in her chair.
So that's really one of the nicest things that we wanted to do was have a meet and greet. And I was thinking of that Sunday night, well, as soon as we get there, because we don't have that much we can do. I think they have a buffet or something like that to eat. You don't have to sit down eating the first night, do you?
You can if you want to. You have your own. You have a table. That's another thing I want to talk to you. Once we get this group set up, once we get the group set up, I'm going to try to arrange group seating where if you all want to sit near each other, you can be different tables around each other. If you are going to what they call your time dining, that's anywhere from 5:30 to 9:45, or is it 5:45 to 9:30? I think that's what it is. And that means you can go to dinner anytime. And a lot of people like the your time dining. But if you want to be as a group and sit near each other and see each other at dinner, that's something we can arrange. I can have your seating done that way. And if you just want to sit, let's say two of you want to sit, four of you, 2 or 4, and you're just not worried about being part of the group seating, you can sit. I can arrange that as well. But that's not a problem. If you want to have seating where that's a meeting area, like for dinner, where everybody can sit near each other and chat and wave to each other wherever you are, that's something I can take care of.
They used to have like an early sitting and a late sitting, but they don't do that anymore, right?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Oh, they do.
That's what I really need to talk to you about. If we pick a seating for everybody, which everybody is going to choose the seating when they book their cruise. If you want to be at early, you have to tell me, and that is 6 o'clock for early dining. If you want to be at late is 8 o'clock. That would be at 8 o'clock for dinner. And if you want to do your time dining where you can all go anytime you want to go, then it's anywhere from 5:30 to 9:40. And I did it again. I think it's 5:45 to 9:30. So you can go anytime for your meal. You don't have to go at a set time. But if you like to be seated, and what I like about either early or late dining, and I'll be honest with you, what I like about it is very entertaining to be, your waiter gets to know you. He knows what you like. You have fun with them. They are so entertaining. They really, especially on Carnival, they will dance for you in the dining room. They'll do everything. I mean, it's really wonderful.
Or you dance with them.
And I was just going to say, and they will try to get you to come up if you want to get up and dance with them. I've been dragged up many a time, but it's a lot of fun when you're at a set dining time. So if you think that early might work best for everybody, we can do that. If you want late, we can do late. And if you want any time, I can arrange that as well.
I'll tell you all a secret. Not a secret, but what I found out is that 6 o'clock is a little early. It's still light. You're still doing cocktails and, visiting or whatever. And 8 o'clock is really good because do the shows have two?
There are two shows. If you go
the early and the late.
Exactly. So if you go to a late dining, you'll go to a show earlier.
So they have to show, twice that night so that you don't miss it, whether you eat early or late. But I just found that I just was too busy at 6 o'clock to go to eat.
And if you find one or two nights you don't feel like eating in the dining room, you can eat up on the Lido deck, where they have the buffet, which is wonderful. There's a lot of great food there, and you have a really nice dinner. But it's very nice to socialize at dinner time with everybody if you want to do that. So if you decide that the main choice for everybody would like, I'll do 8 o'clock, if that's something that works for everyone.
Well, I think you need to ask them when the time comes that we need
I will.
to decide.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because everybody's different. I know some people like to eat early because they go to bed early. But on a cruise, you never want to go to bed.
And some people have medical reasons that they have to eat earlier. And by the way, if you have a special diet, please let me know, because if you're allergic to something like peanuts or anything that you don't, or if there's something you cannot eat, when we make the arrangements, I want waiters to be aware of that. So when you order your food, they give you a menu that's appropriate for you. So if you have yeah, definitely. And what I really feel most is this is a time you're going to be together. You may not be. I have to admit, I would love to go on this cruise because I just think I'm going to love all of you. But the truth is, I can't promise right now. But the entertainment with being together, even if you're just sitting around at the, at the pool, and you feel like crocheting or knitting, you can do that there. If you don't want to do it there, you can go into you could go to the library. You can go anywhere on the ship that you're comfortable getting together. There are many places that you can do that. Or if you do more than one thing at a time, you can play in the casino and knit.
That's what I'm planning to do, guys. The other thing that I want to plan is a little farewell party on the Saturday evening, after dinner or before dinner or whatever, just to get together and tell everybody their goodbyes and, all that good stuff. I found that was what we did. I've done on other ones because I've met a lot of people from all over the world on cruises, and we would get together that last night and have cocktails before dinner and say our goodbyes because we were in different dining rooms and all that good stuff. So I just thought that would be a fun thing to do. As far as yarny things to do, I haven't decided. I don't know if anybody wants to. I'd rather just play it by ear myself. But if anybody has any suggestions that they would like to do, please get in touch with me and let me know. Just email me or whatever. I'm always here, unfortunately.
And if you look forward to drinking alcohol while you're on board, or wine,
tell us about that.
I really want you to be aware of that. There is a package you can get. The package is expensive, but includes up to 15 drinks a day. Now, if you drink 15 drinks, if you can drink up to 15 drinks a day, you won't be able to walk. But it can be anything. It can be soda. It could be alcohol. It could be wine. There's water in the package. It includes juices, everything. And you can have mixed drinks, cocktails. And the package is $419 and change. Yes, it's for a whole
I think
week.
I'll do on my own. I'll just do my own thing.
I was going to say, a drink is about $12 a drink. $8 to $12, depending on what you drink. So sometimes you'd be surprised. Sometimes the package is really worth it, but and you cannot share it. That's the unfortunate thing. If you get it, both people in the cabin have to have it. Now, beer is less. Beer, you can buy a bucket of beer, or you can get one beer, whatever. And there's a package for soda, and that includes all kinds of soda, water, and juices, and that's about $80 for the week. It's inexpensive. So if you like to drink soda and have to have the bubbly, I would say that if you can drink fruit punch or juices, it's on the Lido deck. Coffee, tea, any of those things, you can just go up to the Lido deck anytime and get it. Yes, and it's free. But if you need to have alcohol on the cruise, yes, there is a package, and you can get it. And
but you could also sit down and have a glass of wine, right, and pay for it then, right? And at dinner, you can get a bottle of wine, and it goes on your card.
And
explain to everybody about the card thing.
The card about getting. Yeah. Now you get like a key. Well, on the new ship, I'm not quite sure. I think it's where you just have this card and it touch your door and it'll open your door. It's your key card and everything. There's no money except in the casino on a cruise. A cruise is a cashless society. So anything that you purchase in the gift shop or at the bar, anything that you purchase goes on your tab, and that is the card that you get when you board. That's the same card that opens your door. It doesn't have a number on it. Nobody can see it, and they can't use it but you. And so that card lets you in your cabin, and it's also if you buy a cocktail or a glass of wine or anything that you purchase on the ship will go on that. And excuse me, I had hiccups. It will go on your key card, and then you will get a tab at the end of the bill, at the end of the cruise. Now, that can be paid on the cruise before you leave if you want to do that, or you can go home and pay it off on your credit card. You're not going to be told that you must pay it there. It's going to be charged to your credit card.
That card will come as part of our package?
Yes.
So we don't have to sign up for it when we get on? You have to stand in line and sign up for the stupid card.
It's very different. Now when you go to your cabin, it'll be right outside your cabin door in an envelope. And you just go there. And usually when you get on a cruise ship, they have you go. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk to. Let me back up just for a second. Really, if you're going to take a flight, try to get there early. And may I suggest, come in a day early. Don't wait till the day of the cruise if you can do that. The way things are right now, if you're flying, it could be difficult. So if you come in a day early, you can take a taxi over, or you can take, get to the ship if you're driving over, whatever. If you need help finding, if there are a lot of you that want to come in early, I'll try to get group space in a hotel where it might be less expensive if you book a hotel through the group. If you want to just pick your own hotel and stay somewhere, I might recommend that, because the worst picture you can ever take is waving goodbye to your ship. You don't want to do that. So get there early. And if you're going to come in the day of, which again, I really hope you don't, if you are, take the earliest flight out that you can get. And we can get you to the ship when you get there. Once you get on board, they'll send you to go get lunch or something else. Your cabin may not be ready when you arrive. So your luggage won't be arriving till later on. So please pack something. Let's say you want to go to the pool when you get on board. Make sure you pack your bathing suit in a carry-on. Make sure that you pack always pack an extra outfit or something if you want to change later. So this way you're prepared, because you don't know what time your luggage will get there. It could be later.
That's when we'll do the meet and greet on the Lido
Right.
deck. We'll watch
Right.
the ship pull out of port and go to the beyond.
It is so nice when you leave out of Miami. It's a beautiful.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful leaving out of there, and you see all the very rich people's homes, that are along the way. It's really quite nice. I think you'll enjoy doing that. Now, I see Jolene said early dining. Jolene, not a problem. I can set that up for you if that's what you want. Not a problem. And you might want to take a poll and see how many want early and how many want late. You might want to do that with them and take a poll, because if most of you want early, I can set that up and then maybe set up where your group is together. Early dining, personally, I know you said you like late. We like early because we like to do everything all night and, go to the casino, go to the shows, and we like to do it after dinner. So it's a matter of what people prefer. It's whatever they like.
Well, that was when I was younger. I could have I might have changed since then.
Yeah, we won't want to talk about who's younger. I think I'm much older. Really?
I'm older than you. We're the same age. What are you talking about? I'm a month older than you are.
We talked about it. You're a couple of months older than me. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. See, we're the same age.
Does
anybody else have any more questions? And it's important, because of booking your cabin, it's important to get the cabin you want. That's why they want you, Jolene. Naomi wants you to book early so that you can get the best choice cabin that you can. I think if you're doing a balcony, I would say try to really get in. I don't want to lose my. I'll get me straightened out here so that
I'll have to send you strawberries.
I want strawberries, baby.
So remember what I said. If you book tomorrow, and even if you can't book on the weekend, if you call me on Monday, up to 25 cabins. The first 25 I will send strawberries to. That'll be a little bit,
guys. And then all you need to do.
You all know that each cabin is getting $100 onboard credit spending money. And yes, so it's $50 a person in the cabin, and that can be used on the ship. You can use it towards drinks, you can use it towards anything in the gift shop, or you can even use it towards carnival excursions if you want to do that. But that's money that's going to be on your account, and you can use it that way. So that's something very good.
Nina wants to know, do handicap rooms have balconies?
Yes, a handicap. It depends on the kind of handicap cabin you get. There's an accessible cabin that's fully accessible, where it has where you can push a wheelchair even into the shower. It's different than a regular balcony where you can just roll in on your wheelchair if you have it. And then there's the other accessible that's not quite as accessible. It has like a little lip. So, but yes, they do have balconies. You can have a balcony with a handicap, and I don't want to say it, but the handicap cabins are bigger. They really are. If you definitely,
I'm jealous.
If you definitely need a handicap cabin, you're going to love the size. It's really quite nice. So, and by the way, the Celebration has nice big cabins, bigger than most of the other ships. Yeah. So all the cabins are a great size, but the handicap cabin will have an accessible sink. It'll have an accessible shower. And if it's a fully accessible, you can even roll out to the balcony, roll straight out.
Isn't that great? Okay, so everybody knows that hasn't seen this. We are at the Hookers on the High Seas. That's our name. That's what we're booked under.
Oh, you should hear the carnival.
We leave on Sunday, May 7th, and what time do they have certain times that they board, or I mean, does even?
I'm very glad you
what
asked. You probably won't be able to get on board before 12:30, and sometimes they set up a time for you where you can get on. But please don't get to the ship any later if you're driving, any later than 2 o'clock. That ship will leave at 4, and if you get on after 2, you may have a problem. So you want to get there early.
Okay. So we leave at Sunday at 4 o'clock, as she says, and we then are at sea on Monday. So, and the first port is Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic, and we get there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we stay until 5. So
It's
that gives
very
you
nice
all
port.
day. Is that a nice port? Yeah, I've never been there.
Port. And you may decide you want to just walk around in the port. You may not. You may decide you want to do a tour, and you can go on, get on and off anytime within that time frame. They will tell you when you must be back on. Some ports have different times, and you have to find out when you're on board whether it's going to be ship time that you have to go by or the port time, and they'll let you know about that. But yes, it's any time within that time frame. Once you get once they dock, they'll start letting people off.
So that is Tuesday. You're at sea on Monday. You're in the Dominican Republic on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, you're in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and that's from 10 in the morning till 7 p.m. So you've got really a long stay there. That's a nice. Right. I've been there.
So and when you get off, there are all kinds of. They have like people selling things, all kinds of crafty things that you might like to look at.
Yeah, beads and stars and all kinds of stuff.
And if you just walk around in there, you have to go to Old Town. It's really quite interesting.
Yes.
In Puerto Rico. So yes, I've been to all of these ports. So if you have any questions, please ask me.
Then on Thursday, we dock and go into St. Thomas at 7 in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, I've been to St. Thomas. If you want to buy any kind of trinket, any kind of little jewelry, nice jewelry. I'm not talking about this faux stuff. I mean, really nice jewelry, a lot of silver, a lot of gold, and 23 karat gold, soft gold. And if you have the time, they have a little ferry. I don't know if they still have a little ferry to St. John, right?
Yes, you can
St.
get a ferry.
John. We went to the beach at St. John. You walk, and it's like being in your own little fish bowl. All the beautiful little fish that you would see in a gift shop, a pet store.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Kids put in a fish bowl. Oh, it's beautiful, guys. It's just beautiful. I love St. John.
And St. Thomas, there's Mahogany Bay, which is also very beautiful.
Oh, yes, yes.
Very beautiful. So if you don't go over to St. John, you can take a taxi to that, or if you want to do a tour, there are some great tours that I have, and others that will take you to the beach, that will take you to other places. So please, if you're interested, I'll send you information on that. St. Thomas is the best place for jewelry shopping and diamonds. If you're looking for Diamonds International, or some of the others, there's some really great stores there.
I bought a leather purse there at St. Thomas when we were rushing to get to the tram to get over to the boat because it couldn't come in at that time. And I bought this, and I think it was like $240 or something. It was my last stop. I wanted something special to take home. Do you know I still have it? I mean, it's good leather.
Absolutely. And anything that you purchase on the ship, they guarantee if you purchase something there, and if a jewelry, there's a jewelry store on there that if you're looking at something. And what I suggest all of you that have not cruised before, go during the day when they have the port talks. Every day they will tell you a port talk about where you're going the next day. and they'll give you some coupons that you can get if you go to some of the stores. They're really wonderful, the Port Talks. You learn about each place.
And safety. They will give you safety tips on about your purse, people bumping into you, keeping not having open purses, and all kinds of little safety tips when you go off into these places.
I will tell you,
we leave at 5 o'clock on Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday we're at sea, so we can have a lot of stuff going on Friday and Saturday that you can do, and then we pull into port on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, and that's our trip.
You'll probably pull in earlier. You may get there between 5:30, 6 o'clock.
I was going to say, I've been there as early as 5 or 6.
But they will start letting you off after a certain time if you have flights at a certain time. And that's another thing. I can help you find flights through Carnival. So if you want to have me look for a flight for you, we can certainly do that. And otherwise, if you want to fly in on your own and you have frequent flyer miles or something, or you just want to make your own arrangements, we can certainly arrange the transfers for you.
Jolene, t-shirts. I'm ahead of you there on that. I've already gotten someone working on our logo. We're going to have our own logo. And I have someone that's going to make our t-shirts with our logo on it. So that is already in the work. How I'm going to do that is probably, I will probably front the money up front, and then we'll sell them to you for just so that I could get reimbursed for my money. I was going to buy them on my own, and then I thought, well, there's a lot of things I like to do on the cruise, so I'd rather just, So we're just going to have like two main sizes, like a large and then like a 3X. Something like that, because a large, even a small, but anyway, so we're going to work that out. I don't want to take everybody's size and do 15,000 sizes, and it just gets too confusing. So we'll make it very simple.
May I mention something else? When you're in San Juan, you make sure you're up on deck, because you're going to pass one of the most amazing forts in San Juan. And it's really nice to see. And you can even take a bus over there if you want to visit the fort.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The Regretful Yarn Attic, it's her birthday. That will be her birthday. We'll have a celebration while you're there.
I already have it ordered.
All right. And Vicki, her late uncle, was from Puerto Rico. That's great. Can you start an online group for the cruise? Yes, that's a great idea. Who wants to set it up? I'll try to set it up. We'll see, or I'll find someone to set it up.
That's out of my expertise.
Yeah, hey, it's not much of mine if I can't hit a button that says go live, right?
You did fine.
So I will work on that, Jolene, and try to get that started right away.
Diane,
what kind of money?
Diane, I can answer your question.
What kind of money will be needed at each of the stops?
Okay. This is something that's up to everybody, what they feel they want to bring. When you go off in the ports, you definitely want to have some money to buy some things, and that they take credit cards in most of the places, unless it's a very inexpensive thing. They take your credit card, so that's no problem. You can carry small bills, and that's something else I would suggest for you to do when you're traveling, when you take your money with you. And I don't know whether you feel that you want to take $500 with you, $200. It's really subjective. It's what is best for you, whatever you think you might spend. If you're bringing a credit card, you really don't have to worry, because you can certainly use that to purchase things at most everywhere. But I would take small bills, $5 bills, $1 bills, because when you get off in the ports, you want to do that. And if you want to tip somebody, you can give them cash right there. So you have small bills with you. But each stop, there's not a specific amount of money. It's what's good for you.
I mean, you don't have to get off the ship. I won't be getting off the ship very much, if at all. It depends if there's something special, maybe one of the little outings or something, but I probably won't be getting off the ship that much. So, because I've been to quite a few. St. Thomas is probably the only place I'll probably get off because I want to do.
And Amber Cove, you may just want to walk around. You can walk around in that port. It's
I
a
can't
nice
walk
port.
very well. I don't walk very well.
I use a scooter on board. I have to.
I might have to get one just to so I can get to one place.
Then we may have to
I rented one before. I got a scooter before the last one that I went on, and it did make it a lot better.
I rented it. Over? Yeah. Well,
I ran over a lot of people.
We'll get you a handicapped accessible cabin if you need that. Because you got it. The first time you use it, you have to get to know it. I've been using it for maybe 20 years, and I use it on every cruise. For me, it's something I definitely need. And if you have any kind of a health issue where you're out of breath or you can't walk or heart issues, whatever, you may want to do that.
Yeah. So they will take U.S. dollars. Diane.
Yes, absolutely. Every port. Gladly take it.
So and I don't know if I might set up like a Zoom chat for you guys. That might be the way to go, and I'll let you know if I can set it up. You don't have to have a Zoom channel, I don't think, but I'll look into it and see if I can. Hey, Regina Reed, how are ya?
Hi.
Any more questions while we have Naomi with us? Anybody got any questions? And if you can't think of them tonight and they come up later, you know how to get in touch with her. You got her phone number, and I will post it wherever I can for you guys.
And I'm so happy I had an opportunity to talk to you tonight. If at another time later on you want me to come back, if you have any other questions or you know anything you want to, I'll be glad to do it. I'm happy to do this. This trip is your trip. We want to make it the best it can be. So anything I can do, whether it's an email or a phone call, please. I'm happy to help.
Can I ask you a question? Would Carnival help us with anything that we need to set up or?
Depending on the size of the group, I can probably get a room.
Oh no, I don't want a room.
No,
we don't want a room.
No, but I mean, if you wanted to get to something special. But what do you mean set up? Is this? I don't know what you mean.
I don't know either. I just want to find out.
Okay, if you figure out what it is, let me know and I'll try to help you.
And the closer we get, the more I'm going to probably be bugging you to death.
Yes, I will.
Please,
you don't bug.
Jojo says, please let us know if they drop the vaccination requirements. We have quite a few people that don't want to do vaccinations. They
I understand that.
are against it, and I understand it too.
And I wish I could help you with that, but right now that's according to the cruise line. But if they drop it, I will let Billie know as soon as I hear it, for sure.
Fantastic.
Well, it's
okay. Any more questions? Going once, going twice. We're going to say goodnight and thank Naomi for coming and answering all these questions and letting everybody know. I think everybody has a better understanding of the trip and all the fun things.
Remember, call me in the next couple of days if you want those strawberries.
And
and that, yes, you want to be the first to get that. Listen, I'm a very nice travel agent. Maybe I can talk myself into one.
You might have already talked yourself into one.
Oh, good. I love it. Listen, I wish
Vicki is going to be booking real soon. So
yay. I wish I had your skills. You're all so talented. You can knit and crochet. I'm left-handed and no one ever was able to teach me. And I never took any kind of lessons. So I'm sorry, I'm very challenged when it comes to that. So I will enjoy everything that you make.
You do very good at what you're doing now. So just stick with what you can do best.
That's probably better. That you're right. Probably better that way. Well, good night, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I look forward to hearing from you. Start calling me around 10 a.m. tomorrow. In the morning, I have something planned earlier, but around 10 a.m. I'll be available, and I'll be ready to start taking your cruise money and getting you set for your room. So have a wonderful evening, everyone, and thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Naomi. Bye-bye.
You're very welcome. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everybody, for showing up. I think that helped her, too, with getting us all checked out. I don't know how to. Well, anyway, I'm going to say goodnight, too. Thank you, everybody. I hope to see you soon. And we'll keep you updated, and I'll set up a special place just for the cruisers so that we can all stay in touch, and you can be abreast. I can keep you abreast of what's happening. And that's it for me tonight. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye.